Hey people, Easy Rider here. Welcome to my next video. Today I want to talk about installing crash bars on a 2018 Honda CMX500 Rebel. Stay with me. And welcome back. What I want to do is give you some tips and tricks on how to install the crash bars on the Honda Rebel 500. It'll be similar to that of the Honda 300 Rebel too. The crash bars you can find online at like eBay and Amazon. They're around $65. A bunch of different people are selling them, but they're basically, I think, come from the same place in China. They're decent quality, you get what you pay for. And I guess they'll do the trick. They seem sturdy enough. Like I said, around $65. When you get them, it'll come in a box. They come in two pieces, left side and the right side, that connect in the middle. They'll be wired together and wrapped up. Pretty decent quality. The paint's okay too. Inside the box also there will be 4 blocks. 2 of them are threaded, 2 of them just have 2 holes that are passed through. And when I turn the camera around, I'll show you how to use those blocks. Pretty much it just connects in 2 places, and it's, in theory, should be pretty easy to do, but it took me quite a while to do it, and I'll explain why in a little bit. So what I'm going to do now is turn the camera around and I'll show you what it looks like. And here are the bars. The way they connect is on the bottom there's a bolt, an engine mount bolt down here. Let's see if I can get to it a little easier here. This engine bolt right there. On the 500, you're going to use the same bolt and you're going to use the same nut. That's on the same on both sides. And then on the top, as you see right here, there's those 2 blocks, one there, and then the screws go into the front of it like that. On the top, I put some loom from electric wire loom on it, held on by tie wraps. It's just so my wife can put her feet up there without her legs just slipping right off. Then it meets around in the middle to this point here. And when you put this thing together, just first off is you really need to keep everything loosey-goosey. It is not easy to get all of these things to all line up. It seems like it should be simple, but ended up scratching the paint quite a bit, and I put some touch-up paint on it because you're going to do a whole lot of jiggle-jaggling to get all this stuff in there. There's that bolt on the bottom. Now on the 300, it should come with a big long bolt that goes from one side of the frame to the other side, because the stock one won't fit. And then these are the stock bolts, and they barely fit, but it works. You can do it. So now, how to put this thing on. First thing you need to do is, before you do anything on those 4 blocks that I told you about, is take that screw, before you do anything, and you need to thread that screw into that block. And the reason you're doing that is you have to get a feel with your fingers on what it feels like when it's threaded correctly. And it's a lot easier to do before you do anything else. You should feel almost no resistance when you're screwing that in. Now, when you're trying to line these things up over here, you're gonna have to do it with your fingers, and they're gonna want to cross thread. Now, realize this block right here, these blocks are made out of aluminum, which is pretty much like Jello. You strip those threads, this whole thing's a piece of junk, and you throw it away. So the longest it took me, the most time-consuming thing is to get these damn things to thread into those blocks when you have it up here. Like I said, do it before you do anything so you feel what it feels like. You feel any resistance, that means you're cross-threading. And then there's just no room to do anything here. This one, second screw, on the inside towards the engine, you got to kind of tighten up before you put it there, because you'll never get an Allen socket there, and there's these little Allen sockets on it. So these really don't have to get very tight, and once you do get everything lined up and everything together, just tighten them a little bit more than hand tight. They ain't going nowhere. It's just to hold this thing together. You're never going to get a socket on this bottom thing, so you'll never get the right torque. You're going to have to use an open end or a spanner wrench or whatever. So just tighten it as well as you can. That's all you can do. Other than that, I mean, it's just a bear to get it all together. You know, something that only has basically 2 points of, you know, on the bike should be easy. But no, it isn't. I spent a couple hours fiddling, faddling, and fiddling some more. And when you look around the other side, let me show you here for a second. This block right here is, I don't know if this camera will show you, but that block is a proverbial pubic hair away from the engine. And I was worried when I put it together that, you know, if the engine starts shaking, it's going to hit up against that. But that engine doesn't move. It's a solid mount engine, so you got, I'm going to say, less than a millimeter of clearance on this. It is what it is. And like I said, this right here is the hardest part, messing with these blocks. And if you cross thread them, that's it, you're done. You just ruin the whole thing. So you gotta be real gentle, trying to get it all to line up and whatever. Other than that, and then you can see where I scratched the daylights out of this, but I put some touch-up thing on it. So anyway, like I said, it's a little bit of a bugaboo to do, but in the long run, you know, you get crash bars, which are better than no crash bars. They're not really big, but in a tip over, it should hopefully keep the tank from getting dented, and that's the most important thing. Anyway, any questions, put it down below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Anyway, have a great night. Easy Rider is out.